forwards were playing, which ones weren't tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a headache now. Yeah, there was, I think everybody played with everybody tonight, and then we're down to 10 forwards for a good portion of the game, just, with Fisher going out real early, and then Gotch went out, and Sully went out, and Fisher came back, and so it was a potpourri of lines that you saw today.
Are you just looking for who's fresh, or are you even worrying about who on the other?
Oh, I was trying to have some matchups. It was a little tougher when they had 4 lines and we had 3. They could get away from it a little bit better, but for the most part, I was trying to match, Smithson's line for good portions of the game, and then Fisher's line for good portions of the game, and then I went back to, they got away when they started using 4 lines, and Legwon's line had Sedin's a little bit more, and so I moved it around a little bit.
Any update on Gotch or Sully right now?
Gotch is just upper body. Probably, I'm going to say at this point, probably doubtful for Saturday. Just listening to doctors, but Gotch is a tough kid, you never know. And I really don't have any update on Sully. He's being evaluated and looked at. So I just took him over to Vandy just to do some tests and stuff like that. So we'll have an update tomorrow on that.
What was he hit in the face?
Eye, or,
Yeah, it was just in the facial area. So not his eye. He's okay.
I know you say that the first shift after you give up a goal is an important one, but
That was huge. I mean, that was really huge. We got the first goal, which I thought was huge for us. In the first period, I thought we were a little bit on our heels, and they did a really good job. Their forwards recognized they got some D-men out, and they really sort of tried to carry the play with their forwards. And I thought in the second period we responded a lot better. We got the first goal, and then they scored to tie it up, and responding that first shift right after a goal was huge, and with the rebounds, ball, and getting the goal, and then we kept the momentum. We talked about always maintaining momentum, and not too long after Fish got a tip in, and that was huge going into the third period.
Nice to see him get his first goal.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's some great battles out there. I mean, God, it'd be pretty interesting to see the a Fisher-Kessler battle for 7 games in a playoffs. They're both sort of cut from the same cloth, I think. And the battle between Pecorini and Luongo, and the battle between Suits and Weber and the Sedin twins. And there's some really good games within the game that were really interesting tonight.
It seemed like last few games, even the ones you won, it felt like more kind of like scraping and clawing. This one felt like you guys kind of had it, I wouldn't say in hand, but played well from the beginning until the end.
Yeah, we had more consistency in our game, and you're going to have those, you're going to have to weather some storms of theirs. They're going to have to weather some of ours. There's going to be emotional things that are going to happen in a game. I mean, I thought our bench got a little bit after the first. We were getting, distracted a little bit by the calls. Some of our guys didn't agree with them, and agree with them or not, it can affect your game or your focus. And I thought it did. So we sort of got that in check, I think, after the first period, and then I thought we were much better after that. And then the third period, I thought we maintained a real good third period. I mean, we didn't give them a lot of chances. They came hard, but they didn't get a lot of chances. So they had, like 1 or 2 little storms, and I thought we did a real good job managing the neutral zone a little bit better, managing the blue lines a little bit better, and just playing a little smart.
Well, what does it say about a guy like Spaulding, or having a guy like Spaulding? When people go down, you can kind of move him around, you can win face-offs, play on the wing.
Yeah, he's, Spaulding is one of those guys that you love to have on your team, because he's, I've had him play, he's probably played everything except defense and goal this year. He's played center, right wing, left wing, killed penalties. I think he's even been on the power play for a short period of time. So, and he's done a really good job. He's a good young player. He's an intelligent player, and he's a detailed player. And he's going to have a long career.
But could he play either of those positions also?
Yeah, I think he could, because he's smart. He's really smart.
Are you almost running out of ways to describe Pekka's performances?
Yeah, I'm not overly educated, so I don't have that many words, so I'm running out of them. You're absolutely right.
he said the defense and him, they're starting to communicate a little bit better, which pucks to let go and which ones they need to block. Is that helping a little bit?
Yeah, I think all goaltenders want to see the puck, and there's certain ones that when he's able to come out and make himself even larger than he is, just like as Roberto will too. They just want to see the puck. They feel that they've got good enough skills that you're gonna have to beat them with a great shot, and that's the way Pex feels. I'm sure Luongo feels that way. The less traffic, the better, I think, for a lot of the goaltenders.
Tonight, it looked like the defense cleared out just about every second chance.
Yeah,
What
they
was
did a good
different?
job, staying on the puck. We didn't, there's games when sometimes we drift and we stand. We close the space a little bit better. That's something we've been talking about. We gave up a lot of shots last game, and we weren't closing on people very quickly. And today we did a little bit better job, but that's an area we want to soar up a little bit here in the next little while.
Vancouver's got the top-ranked power play in the league. Can you talk about how you kind of threw them off their game tonight, even though they scored?
I don't know if we threw them off their game, but we did a pretty good job against a power play that hits around almost 30% on the road. I mean, they're so smart. We're just saying how instinctively, like the Sedins when they're out there, and then you add a Kessler and Ehrhoff, and how they got movement. They spread you out, but they can make those passes that 4 or 5 foot pass through people, and it opens up everything. And that's a skill. They're really gifted that way, and they really do a good job with that power play. And they make plays through you, which is really hard to defend because they move around, and they're well schooled in that. Because I looked at the power play stats today, and we're number one number 1 and 2 in goals against. And we looked at our goals against is pretty similar, but our goals for there's a big discrepancy, and their power play versus our power play, there's probably about a 30 goal difference, and I think there's in total they're 50 goals more than us offensively. So you get half of that number, 5-on-4 or 5-on-3. That's pretty sweet to have that advantage.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.